idea how these things work. I am so excited to be sitting here with my famous client, Melody Purdue. Melody, you and Jan had a great live last week, and we wanted to kind of extend that and talk a little bit to everybody here, and a little bit more about how you're doing and how you've been able to keep the success going. So first of all, I wanted to ask you a little bit about before we were introduced to the program together, one of the things that you had talked about is you were a yo-yo dieter. Tell me just a little bit about what that meant.
Yo-yo dieting for me was pretty much a habit. It was something I learned at an early age when I realized that I was overweight. So I've tried several diets, starting from, I want to say maybe around middle school age is when I started, because I was introduced to a nutritionist. And of course, at that age, I wasn't really in control of, what was actually eating or how much of it I was eating. So it was a cycle from there to high school and college and so forth. And it just was constantly trying this, trying that, losing 30 pounds, gaining 30 pounds, adding additional pounds on top of it, losing 30, thinking, yay, I got this. I can take a break and go right. It was a cycle over and over and over. Madness.
It is madness, right? I totally agree. I've been in that cycle before for years and years and years. So when you found this program, and you and I've been blessed to be connected with you, and I'm so excited to share this journey with you. I've loved it. And tell me how it's been to have a coach to walk beside you.
Having a coach means the difference. It's what rules out this program from so many others. Yes, you can have a coach and your coach can be there, but at the same time, we also have to take accountability on our own behaviors as well. So you have been an amazing coach from the beginning to the end. You have always remained consistent. So me having you being there for me is one of the reasons why I've been able to not only lose the weight, but keep the weight off, because there have been times when I ghosted you, but you were always there. So
let's talk about that for a minute. Because there are people out there that have also ghosted their coaches too. So let's talk about that. What was going on in your head when you would get a phone call or a text from me and you would go a few weeks without responding? Tell me what was going on.
Well, it was because I was so used to that pattern of yo-yoing, and I just did not want to trust the process of the program. I didn't want to read the books. I didn't want to join the community. I didn't want to watch the webinars. You told me to do it, and I said, but I was like,
You were a head nodder.
Yeah. So when you would tell me to do things and I wasn't doing it, I was losing the 30 pounds or the 40 pounds now. I was like, oh, I can have a cheat day. Okay, a cheat day consisted of a cheat week. A cheat week consisted of several weeks. So now it comes where you're, reaching out to me, but I know I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. So it was one of those things, oh, I can't answer the phone because I'm not doing it. I can't lie to you. So if you ask me, hey, did you attend that webinar? Hey, how's things going? I can't lie. So I'm like, well, it's easier to not answer your phone call. Respond to a text.
And I think that is so valid. I think a lot of times people do that. If we know we're not on track, we don't want to talk to our coach. We don't want to talk on Be a Loser so that we can have that accountability. However, the one thing that I've always said is it's never cheating. We're always making choices. And we have to remember that, because if we think of a cheat, then we think of failure, and it's not. It's only failure if we let it be, and we don't want it to be. So especially when you're not staying on track, that's the time you need to reach out to your coach the most. You need to reach out to him and say, hey, I am struggling. Tell me what I can do. And then be even more accountable. I know I've got a group right now of 3 of my clients that we're being held accountable every single night. We're texting each other what we're eating, what we're doing. We even have a little wager on it. So anything that you can do to stay accountable is key. I really, really like that. Now, let me ask you this. Now that you have been 6 years into this successful weight loss. What does that mean to you as a mom? Because you made a really interesting comment that you didn't really have a lot of control of the things that you were eating as a kid, which precipitated and promoted that weight gain. What are you doing now that you have this beautiful little baby boy, and how is that helping you be a better mom for him to make better choices?
Me learning how to make better choices affects my entire family because I'm able to teach him and break the cycle of unhealthy eating, unhealthy habits, and even unhealthy mindset. There are times now that he's older, he says he can't. Like, there's no such thing as you cannot do anything. You could do anything you set your mind to. So me teaching him all these beautiful and valuable things that I've learned from this program, it is amazing. Like, I don't know how else to describe that feeling. I'm finally breaking a cycle that has been going on for so many years in my family. So I never even did this as a kid. You know, there are days where he just wants fruits. Like, he goes into the fridge and grabs berries and things like that, where I'm like, I would never eat stuff like that as a kid. I'm like, strawberries. And, you know, sometimes it's not always strawberry season, so they're sour sometimes. And he wants berries and he wants, you know, healthy food. And I'm like, I'm proud of myself because I was able to teach this to him. I'm actually looking at myself saying I actually broke the cycle. He understands. And it's not like, oh, this is healthy, this is normal. It's a new normal for us.
I love that because it is a new normal. And a lot of times people are super, super worried about once they get to their goal weight, they're done. They've reached their goal. Now what do? And a lot of times people fall back into those old patterns and then the weight creeps back on. And so what are you doing to help make that not a reality for you? Even though we'll all go up and down, I know we all kind of fluctuate a little bit, but what are you doing to be successful long term?
Life is not perfect. And just like you said, there are going to be times where we fluctuate, you know, especially when you're losing a lot of weight. But we have to remember this is not a diet, this is a lifestyle change. And we have to remember the components. What is it that Dr. A speaks to us about? And we need to be integrated. We need to stay in touch, not just, okay, I reached my goal, bye. No, we need to stay in touch. We need to stay in touch with our coach. We need to stay in the community, because how else are we going to be successful long term? It's just like in regards to life. If you are just stagnant in life and just okay with whatever you learned in high school or college, how are you going to grow? It's the same thing. We have to constantly plug ourselves in, so we're constantly learning new things and applying these new habits in our life so we can be successful long term.
I love that. I think you are such an inspiration, and you are teaching us things so that we don't have to be worried about transition and maintenance and making this long term. And I like the idea of once you reach one goal, make another one. But always remember to keep your head in the game. Keep your head in the game, and that's going to make everything else work. You're right. This is a lifestyle choice, and we're making that choice every day to be healthy. And I love that you have broken that cycle, that you have a beautiful baby boy who's not going to have to worry about it because he's been taught by his mom early on how to be healthy, how to move, how to eat, how to do all of those things, and how to feel good about himself. So proud of you, Melody. Thank you for hopping on with me today. You are amazing. And you guys all have a great day today.